All right, folks, we're back. Beer reviews with Kyle, continuing this great night of Indians baseball, Indians football. Couple of things here on my end. It's got some Miami UC tickets tomorrow from the great Dan Archdeacon. Shout out to Big Dan. And also chatting with Malik Van, the Fairfield Star defensive man. What a humble young man. Great, great kid. You saw him going to the crowd tonight, the student section for the third quarter, or after halftime, rather, and just shaking. It's a Christian kid going to Cincinnati. It's awesome. He was getting off tonight. He ate up Lakota East, 3 sacks, and he had 7 or 8 tackles. Could have had a couple more where the quarterback a little the rush, but he was there. What a great player, great man. Anyway, it's back for beer time here. Great American Views with Kyle, and I've got another pumpkin beer. This is a local one. This is from the Mad Tree Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. This is the Great Pumpcan. That logo, the artwork, this is just a great Halloween logo here. This is the Great Pumpcan, Mad Tree Brewing Company. This might be my first Mad Tree review. So my 93rd beer review, first beer from Mad Tree. This is a little bit boozy, 7.9% alcohol by volume, 7.9. And it says right here it is a spiced ale. Unless it's a beer, it's a can, it's a pumpkin. Let's see if we can read this here. It says there are 3 things we have learned never to discuss: religion, politics, and the Great Pumpkin. While the establishment is so spooked by the moral mentions of the pumpkin, we bravely ponder its existence. So go ahead, as I say, sing fall carols and enjoy our way of adoring grandmother's baked goodness straight to your pie hole. Yeah, I've had this in the past. It's pretty solid. One of the better ones. I love that logo. 7.9%. Mad Tree, of course, is probably the second best brewing company in Cincinnati, or not second best, but second biggest and most sought after brewing company in Cincinnati. Of course, Ryan Geist has the biggest following for I don't know why, but Mad Tree's right there. I mean, they're neck and neck. I think for me, what I've seen people follow, not me, but for what I've seen people following, give it to Ryan Geist as far as the fall. But Mad Tree's close. I mean, it's very close. Have a Mad Tree snifter here, rinsed down several Mad Tree pint glasses. Of course, been to the brewery, nice place. To me, crack this open. To me, I am not an avid Mad Tree fan. I have a few. Their best beer that I like is not even being made anymore because of a stupid lawsuit from a winery, the Gnarly Brown. Yeah, this one's nice. I'm not crazy about it. They make a lot of lightweight, kind of, I wouldn't say wheat, but a lot of light, overpriced beers. You know, I'm not gonna pay $12 for a 6-pack of 4% beer, and they have 3 or 4 of those. Axis Mooney's a good beer. Identity, I have a few, but kind of like Ryan Guys to me, just not blowing me away. But this is a good one. Picked up a 6, maybe it was $12 for a 6, but 7.9% alcohol by volume. Now, let's go ahead and get a pour on this. Boy, gonna be hard to top the spook. Drinking that just a minute ago, that was awesome. And if this is gonna be like the rest of the pumpkin beers we've had this season. I think we're in for a treat. Oh, it's much darker. Yeah, and this is, Mad Tree makes that happy amber, where it's kind of like what Ryan got some of that hoppy flavor. This is really, really dark. I mean, look at that color. You saw the spook. This is much. Look at that ruby red color there. Lovely carbonation. Wow. Look at the light right there, the halogen light. Great carbonation on this beer. Not a whole lot of head. I get the somewhat of a light off-color head there, but man, oh man, is that terrific or what? I tell you, great carbonation. So let's go ahead and get a nose real quick and get this going here. And see, not much aroma. You get a little bit of baked cinnamon, some nutmeg, but this is an aroma-free. This is almost an aroma-free beer. I don't get a whole lot. No, there's not. There's a little bit in there, but it's not. Yeah, it's not crazy. Yeah, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon. Without further ado, let's thanks the brewers at Mad Tree. I've met a couple of them. They're great people, and they're doing some good things. I'm not trying to knock them. I just, for me, I don't want to pay for blonde ales. I don't want to pay for session 4% beers, $12. Give me something 6 or 7. If I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna go Bud Light. And Mad Tree has 3 beers to me that are just, to me, ridiculous. Lift and Boys in the Hood. What's the other one? I can't think of the name right now. It's Boys in the Hood, Soul Drifter, all that stuff. It's like Shades, another one. Like, why? They're all 4% beers. They're all $8 a pint at the brewery. It's just brew some real beer, and they do. I mean, I'm not saying that they do. They do brew Axis Mundi, they do brew Identity Crisis. This one's 7.9, so, it's like Goblin, a nice beer. Blood Orange, like Goblin. They do have some nice outfitters, but a lot of 4% beers for me. But anyway, here we go. And, again, cheers to Matry, and roll for everybody Indians, baby. Great night. Here we go. I got another sip of that. I don't get anything in this beer. And I don't know if that could be the spooky tooth I drank. I don't know. I really don't get any flavor. Maybe a little bit of like a nutmeg, cinnamon, but I definitely get no pumpkin. And I don't know. I'm going to go to the Matry website after I get this review done and look at the... One thing I do love about Matry, I don't know if I have a date on the can. Here we go. Can date at the bottom of it. It was canned on 8/24 at 7:30 p.m. August 24th. So about a month old, 3 weeks really. I mean the 15th, 7:30. I don't know. Yeah, 7:30. That's pretty cool. I don't remember that really. Respected that, but I really respect Matry's website. If anybody, they have the best detailed website, and it almost helps out home brewers. So I'm giving Matry, the brewer itself, an A for that, because you go on their website, it lists everything down to the broil temperature and everything used the amount. And only other brewery that does that I've looked, and plus me, I'm a nerd. I've gone in depth on hundreds of companies' websites, and nobody gets anything. Matry and Goose Island, of all breweries, are not really in detail, and I really respect that about a brewery. You can go out and they're not afraid to say what we're using in beer. Some breweries, they won't say anything. They'll just say pumpkin ale. They won't have a recipe, or they'll just say ale brewed with spice. They won't mention what spices or how. And this is going to say how much pumpkin, how much nutmeg. And that's really, I really admire and respect it about Matry. All their beer, not just this beer, but any beer they've ever brewed, ever. I mean, for 5 years they've been open. So an A+ for that. One more quick sip. I've rambled long enough. I was talking to a guy today at Jungles, and I was telling him I don't ramble too long because I don't want to lose an audience. So here we go. One more quick sip. I can get a little pumpkin on the back end of that one. This one's almost like a malt bomb up front, 7.9. But it finishes with some light toasted pumpkin. I'm getting that a lot in the beers this year. Pumpkin beers where the pumpkin is toasted. Almost like a roasted, like toasted pumpkin seed, perhaps. I'm going to give it a B. But I'm scoring beers. A great friend of mine, Dave, earlier in his career, I watched some of his videos some years ago. He scored his beers. The last couple of years, he's not giving beers a grade. I'm giving this a B. I think it's drinkable and it's nice. I think it's a nice malt cinnamon flavor. Not a whole lot of pumpkin, a little bit of toasted pumpkin at the end, but it's a B, and I like the artwork. That's really cool. And also like the fact that the recipe's online. So a B for me. Life's too short, my friends. You must be happy, and tonight's a happy night. 2 weeks ago, my Indians were 0-2, and I was really going nuts. And tonight they played the best game I've seen them play in person, maybe in my lifetime. That's watching Earl Haynes play, and that's watching 3 playoff teams. I mean, this was a 3-0 Lakota East team, and Fairfield's up 21-0 in 4 minutes. And never looked back. I know he's got a couple touchdowns late, but it was never. I mean, Chico had the big play. Child McClain ran for almost 200. Fairfield has some weapons. It's just, to me, it's not turning the ball over, and it's just playing sound football on defense. And honestly, dude, if you look at what I saw today, they're not going to beat Coleraine, but if they could squeeze out the win at Sycamore, I think they get Mason at home. They're going to beat Middletown. They're going to beat Princeton. They're going to beat Oak Hills. But you had 5 wins. You have to beat Sycamore and Mason. Tough task beating both of them, but why not? The way they played tonight, I think they could beat both those teams and even challenge Coleraine. Coleraine would probably beat us, but they look dominant tonight, folks. But again, I've rambled too long enough. Go Tribe, and cheers to Matry. Try a can of Pumpcan. It's a solid beer. I won't be disappointed. I'm going to check out the recipe now. I got a couple bells in there I may crack on this great Friday night into Saturday morning. Go Tribe. See you guys.